Bora, 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 bora.
The demigod Krotos, one of the sniveling...
Continuar essa bagaça, filhote. Bora de campanha. Caralho, bicho, quase 10 horas.
King Robert was defeated, but there were more heroes whose life the ultimately vindictive evil was after. Here in the swamplands, the demigod Krotos was just leading the Alliance's troops against feral Naga clans. They had retreated here after the collapse of the Dark Army. It would seem sensible to first strike an alliance with these Nagas before the impatient evils squared up against Krotos.
Bora, 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 bora. É o seguinte.
The gold-greedy evil built the first underground treasury, thus laying the foundations for insane amounts of hoarded treasure.
Bora pegar gold, rapaziada. Vamos explorar. Opa! Cristal.
The exploration-keen evil sent its troops to the surface for the first time. The swamplands spread out before them. The next step was to either find the Nagas and recruit them, or be massacred by the army of the Alliance. It was a difficult decision.
Não sei se ele vai aguentar não, cara. Caralho, o bicho aguentou ferozmente. É, precisa ter mandado vários ao mesmo tempo. Só esse bagulho de pegar e largar que é chato, velho. bastante ouro ainda.
The Alliance had discovered the presence of the ultimate evil. This had nothing to do with a tip-off from a certain narrator who wanted to increase the tension. It was pure coincidence. The good people responded, as you might expect, with a direct attack on the dungeon.
Ataca direto, ué? Teremos guerra. É isso que vocês querem?
The creatures of a suspiciously suicidal evil made their way towards a treacherous ambush. At the last minute, however, they changed their apologies. I thought that the Horde would take a different path, because there is an ambush awaiting them here. But obviously, that doesn't seem to be bothering someone at all. In the distance, the ultimate evil's creatures could see a massive stone building. A Naga temple? Apparently, there was an entrance to it in the north. The Horde set out in that direction. The army of the ultimate evil could view the temple from the top of the hill, and it did indeed not look good for the Nagas. The nauseatingly good hero Krotos personally led the Alliance into battle and was forcing the snake creatures to retreat. Only his death would deliver the temple back into the hands of evil. Well, that could be arranged. The troops of the ultimate evil stumbled upon a patrol of the Alliance that had caught some Nagas. Of course, they immediately set about wiping out the much-hated heroes. Oh, and by the way, you could, of course, also set those Nagas free. The last fighter in the patrol was defeated. Creatures of the Horde cheered. Oh yes, and set the Naga free as well. They were overjoyed to join the ultimate evil. The eager for new units evil sent his creatures further towards where it expected the Naga camp to be. Pleased evil's hard-working goblins had made plans for a new room, a guard room. There, creatures could patrol and keep a lookout for heroes. Immediately, the ultimate evil got down to having this room researched. The Nagas kept up their fight to free their unholy temple from the Alliance. If the ultimate evil was to help them win it back, then their support would be guaranteed. Since that fitted perfectly with the planned revenge on Krotos, it was the ideal solution. The approaching horde startled a few animals. Dinner.
Vambora, rapaziada. Vambora que estamos atacando.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
é grande. Construir um bagulho pros orcs. Bora, rapaziada. Não. Ah, isso faz um de cada vez. Ok.
The first brewery was built underground. Later, orcs and goblins would get obscenely drunk there, and then meander through the dungeons, slurring their words and singing lewd songs.
Bora trabalhar, rapaziada. Rola por eles. Vou fazer umas armadilhas antes de avançar lá.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Enemies. Bora trabalhar, rapaziada. Oxe, depois vai.
100 years later, the dungeon of outdated evil was discovered by other baddies. Following careful investigation, they came upon the single reason why this dungeon had failed. There was no guard room. Maybe you should work toward preventing this future becoming reality.
Guard room. Pronto, estamos estudando. Eu até esqueci de dar para estudar aos quartos. Bora trabalhar, rapaziada.
The guard room was researched and ready for construction. Creatures that were thrown there by the hand of terror would keep watch and be especially vigilant for intruders. They were able to alert other creatures near the guard room and summon them for reinforcement as well.
Onde é que eu faço isso, cara? Cadê? Ah, o anãozinho tá aqui.
Payday. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Vamos ver se vai funcionar aquilo ali. Porra. Ah, até que ajuda um pouco. Até os goblins aparecem. Nada é gold, velho. Eu ia matar um desses aí, mas deixa. Pode botar outra, mas acho que não vai precisar. Eu preciso de outro mínimo para pegar ouro. Não faz sentido botar aqui porque minhas tropas ficam paradas aqui. Sem nada de gold. Quase lá.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Não entendi. Cadê os caras, velho?
Payday.
Dá pra atacar já. Tem isso aqui, cara. Agora, rapaziada. Quero ver como é que funciona isso aqui, cara. Por que vocês não fazem isso, cara? Bora. Tem mais um perdido aqui. Só isso, é. Caralho, dei de cara com os bonecos ali. Bora, bora. Isso aí, pô. Curando, curando.
The horde defeated the bears with ease and stocked up on bear meat. However, as bear meat is not actually a resource in the game, this was utterly irrelevant. A small group of Alliance troops had gathered here. The presence of the Nagas ensured that the all-seeing evil could see even the cloaked youths.
No! Caralho, que bagulho chato, meu. Esses lagos verdes, meu Deus.
At last, the Horde reached the Nagas' camp. They were not able to offer the ultimate evil much help. However, they spoke of an artifact that was hidden deep down in the mountain. It would make defeating the Alliance a piece of cake. The Nagas opened a portal to the artifact using their ancient magic. The insidious evil debated briefly whether it was worth the risk. Finally, however, it decided it was only a question of its creatures' lives, and of course, the ultimate evil didn't give a toss about them.
Esperar o outro chegar aqui de uma vez, velho. Estão todos aqui? Sim. Vamos
The Horde
embora!
passed through the Naga portal and found themselves in an old altar chamber, in the center of which lay a very ancient-looking object. This had to be the artifact. Some creatures appeared to be guarding it.
O foda é que eu não posso controlar decentemente essa porra, velho. Quando entra no modo dungeon, aparece essa mão que eu só posso pegar eles.
There were still a few guards merrily dancing around the artifact. These had to be removed.
Ela tá sem mana já.
Once the artifact guards were eliminated, the artifact began to glow. It almost seemed to be waiting to be picked up. It looked as if the artifact would fit perfectly into the mysterious altar base that lay deep within the dungeon of the ultimate evil. Maybe it would be a good idea to place it there.
Meu Deus, velho.
The throne room is under attack. The artifact was still not on its designated podium. The whole thing had taken so long that the narrator was now going to have to go off and shave, as his beard had grown very, very long in the interim.
Cara, não tem dinheiro. Puta merda. Fudeu.
The throne room is under attack.
Meu Deus.
I don't think you quite got the hang of it yet, have you? You have to take that artifact thingy and put it onto the damn socket. Got that? It's not hard. Pick up, move over, put down. Dead easy. The artifact was currently lifeless. It needed some magic. The expanding evil's creature's next task was to expose some mana crystals. This mana would be necessary to charge the artifact up.
Tô sendo atacado, bicho. Que eu faço o quê?
Defend the throne room.
Finalmente. Quase deu merda. Como é que eu posso minerar isso? Acho que eu preciso. Tem mais guardinha? Dois, mas cadê eles?
Good grief, those mana crystals have still not been excavated. I've seen highway road crews work faster than you in your excavations.
Caralho, calma aí, tio. Preciso de gold. Caralho, o ouro sumiu, velho. O que tu quer, mãe? acontecendo aqui, bicho? Por que meu ouro tá evaporando, cara? Que merda é essa, cara?
There are enemies in your dungeon. The mana crystals still lay completely untouched. The Snow Evil really had to act now and dig them up in order to charge up the artifact. Bora, porra! Payday.
Que bardo desgraçado, bicho. Ficou assim que eles passaram a primeira vez. Mas como é que eu faço isso? Ah. Isso aqui tá um desastre. Nossa senhora.
The mana crystals had finally been dug up. Magic crackled in the air. Oh no, wait, that's just the popcorn I'm thinking. But a mana crystal on its own was really of no value to the ultimate evil. It would take a crystal chamber to make this valuable asset usable. A room was quickly installed under the crystal.
Caralho, nada de gold, bicho. Meu, tô muito sem grana, cara. bastante ouro aqui agora. Coleta mais rápida.
Avada Kedavra. The crystal chamber shone with the brilliance of a freshly painted room. To exploit this effectively, the success-enabling evil was now able to recruit Nagas. At this exact moment, the clan conveniently placed some of these snake-like beings at its disposal.
Olha o bardo, desgraçado. Eita porra.
Apparently, it had not escaped the notice of the Alliance's magicians that something disturbing was going on in the underground. So they decided to mount powerful attacks on the battlefield. But the ultimate evil had been warned. That's what I'm doing right now, by the way. And created such a formidable defense that it would have brought tears to the eyes of any tower defense player. Payday. A cry for help from a few Nagas trapped in a very remote area reached the ultimate evil while it was defending the dungeon. Maybe they could be saved by using a spell, which was ready to be unlocked in the crystal chamber. The artifact was filled with magic. Neither did it take too long, nor did it go too fast. It was filled up exactly when the level designers intended it to be.
Não entendi como é que usa.
Wave-by-wave tactics of the Alliance had so far proven unsuccessful. So, a strategic genius had decided to open up a second entrance to the underground in order to send, well, wave after wave of units into the dungeon.
Eu não entendi, cara. Panic Retreat Spell.
The creatures of the unstoppable evil continued work on filling the artifact with magic.
Ah,
The
tá,
ultimate
aprendi.
evil had learned a spell. This would enable the Nagas to be rescued. It immediately set about doing so. There are
Echoes.
enemies in your dungeon. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Fudeu, 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 fudeu.
The artifact can protect the artifact.
Eu botei o bagulho só na porta da frente, cara. Que merda.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. The artifact was almost bursting with energy. It was now producing mana independently and ready to stand by the ultimate evil's side in the battle for the temple. It also gave the ultimate evil access to a few more magic spells. Now it was time to take the temple and destroy Krotos. The ultimate evil gathered all the troops together to attack in one devastating wave. Your throne room is under attack. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Fudeu, gente.
It's payday.
Não sei como é que eu solto magia aqui, cara.
Your throne room is under attack.
As nagas não aguentam nada, velho.
The throne room is under attack.
Estou atacando meu Nexus. que eu vou usar magia, cara? Oh, não entendi.
The spell ensured the Naga's safe passage into the dungeon of the ultimate evil. Excellent work.
Caralho, burro pra caralho, bicho. Puta que pariu.
It was now time to fight Protos. After a long pause, the unspeakable evil positioned its army and went into battle against him.
Vou fazer mais uns soldadinhos antes.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Caralho, vai muita vida deles. Ei, pocheiro.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Boa, eles não tem bardinho. Até eles chegarem ali, eles estão mortos. Eu acho, né?
There are enemies in your dungeon. Payday.
Parar aqui embaixo.
The unspeakable evil's creatures approached the Alliance's camp. An impressive dam towered into the sky in the background. However, this path led to absolutely nowhere. The ultimate evil, or more precisely its creatures, destroyed the Alliance's camp with the greatest of ease. it considered having a luxury hotel for stressed dungeon managers built there.
Ah, tá, entendi. Agora eles param de atacar porque não tem mais acampamento ali. Tem dois mapas, me confundo. Estou chegando, rapaziada. Deixa de guarda. Go, 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 go!
Together with its Naga allies, the army of the ultimate evil stormed the Naga temple. The battle began.
Será que ele é imune por causa dos bichinhos? Aham. Não precisa nem caminhar agora.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Ah, não tem baralho. Quase lá, minha gente. Filha da puta, velho. Easy peasy.
It wouldn't be long
Cara,
before
demorei.
Krotos was defeated. Just a few more blows and he would fall. Hey, wait, what do you think you're doing? Come back, you coward! I mean, seeing that defeat was inevitable, Krotos opted for a strategic retreat, leaving the temple in the ultimate evil's power. The gathered evilness then burst the nearby dam, and the Alliance's camp disappeared under waves of water with a very satisfactory gurgling sound.
GG, boys.
Despite the soggy end to the Alliance, the ultimate evil was livid. It had just been robbed of a delicious revenge. But, if I may be so bold, that was yet to come. I saw it in the script. Although Krotos managed to escape, the Horde continued on a glorious triumphal march. Now the time had come to set an example. A deed of particularly heinous evilness would inspire the creatures of the Horde to greater things. To this purpose, the Horde moved deep into the wealthy heartland of the Alliance. it was on the hunt for a creature whose sugar-sweet kindness and cordiality would rot the tusks of an orc.
O unicórnio.
The horde had grown impressively. Many goblins and nagas had joined the military evil's army, but evil was still not satisfied. To evolve any further, a particularly vile act would be needed. There was an enchanting fairy-like being in these lands, whose goodness oozed out through its every pore. The death of the unicorn would inspire the horde to even greater deeds. Moreover, its head would look really nice hung over the fireplace. However, this creature was not only strong, but it possessed an inner magic that could becalm even the most vicious orc and make it change allegiance. Help would be required in order to ensure the horde wasn't transformed into a pathetic heap of flower-gathering hippies.
Ok. Ó, já tem muita coisa pronta. Ah, tá o hospital. Ok. Cadê os bonecos, velho? Ué.
Rumor had it there was an ancient cave here, once inhabited by orcs. Perhaps the ultimate evil would find some answers there.
Bora, rapaziada. Vou pegar bastante minionzinho pra fazer bastante ouro. Deixar acumulando bastante.
Oops, just realized I skipped a paragraph, sorry. There were 3 upwardly mobile Alliance cities in the vicinity. Previously, these have been industrial centers with well-regulated trades. However, in recent years, the banking industry had grown exponentially, and so now all the inhabitants worked for the banking sector. These cities have been networked together via a well-guarded road system, colloquially referred to as Wall Street. Is this really relevant? I don't think so.
Deus, é muito cara, velho. Nossa, vai dar muita merda isso aqui. Ou não.
Royal aid had reached one of the threatened banks in the shape of a gold-laden donkey. A well-functioning financial bubble like that would always be a law not just to bankers, but to heroes as well, looking for somewhere to store the proceeds of their last forays. Once this was done, they marched straight for the nearest dungeon. Unfortunately, that belonged to the ultimate evil, and as dungeons go, would prove a very hard nut to crack. The ultimate evil would not permit any further gold transports to reach a bank in distress. This was in order to prevent the emergence of any more heroes. Greedy people were challenging the mean evil's use of space underground. They would soon learn, in an extremely painful manner, that the evil simply wasn't interested in sharing.
Porque eles tão mal. Pô, chega em cima do cara pra bater, porra.
The last worker had been expelled from the gold mine. This underground area was now held firmly in the iron grip of the ultimate evil. Well, in the hand of terrors, actually, as evil wasn't so hot at moving around.
Caralho, moleque, fudeu. Isso. Preciso fazer armadilha. Dá pra fazer mana.
Once again, a gold transport was required.
Olha. Não acho que vai dar certo.
It's payday.
Não vou conseguir pegar esse carrinho não, velho. Precisa de mais forças. Nem fudendo. Ah, ficou pra trás, vai tomar. Dá
Did
no
you
pé,
know
dá no
that
pé.
Forge Studios has brought out some other successful games? You should at least buy and play Dungeons and Seville. Talk about pathetic, surreptitious advertising. Thank you, vomit.
O cavalo tá batendo ali, cara. Desgraça.
Another gold transport was stopped by the creatures of the vile evil.
Vai, rapariga, dá uma rezada aí. Tava cristal, porra. Sem ouro. Faz mais caixa aí, porra.
It's payday. Vou pegar esse feitiço de raio aqui. Bora, 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 passa um dinheiro. Another bank required government help. Immediately, a gold-laden donkey headed out onto Wall Street.
Bora, rapaziada. Bora de bondão.
Suddenly, the creatures of the abominable evil itched all over and started scratching their bodies. This was bound to have been caused by the presence of the nauseatingly good unicorn rubbing off on them.
After a little personal tasting session, you'll be pleased to hear that the beer in your brews is not too bad at all.
Não dá pra entrar aqui. Bora, rapaziada.
The entrance to the Old Orc Cave was in this area of the overworld. The ultimate evil instructed its creatures to enter it. They were to look for something useful to fight with. The creatures of the ultimate evil entered the Orc Cave, referred to as DF9 with trepidation. Due to the greed of its owners, this ambitious building project had never quite been finished. However, there was bound to be something here that would prove useful in defeating the unicorn. At least, that's what the strategy guide kept saying.
Caralho, velho. Não, volta. Não compensa não.
Payday! Another bank had been rescued by lavish government bonds.
É só não encostar, eu acho. Caralho, quase que ele foi bater ali, mano.
An orc emerged from the darkness, muttering, "Right, show me what you've got then." He started attacking the creatures of the ultimate evil. After a tough battle, the mysterious orc was slain. What was all that about? Suddenly the corpse of the orc began to disintegrate. At the same time, something could be seen moving by that strange altar in the orc cave. Was that his spirit floating in the air over there? After a few seconds, the strange altar appeared to set the orc free. It would seem he had risen from the dead. he now happily joined the Horde, having ensured their fighting skills were up to scratch. This strange altar was impressive. Perhaps the ultimate evil would soon be able to build something like this in its own dungeon, once it had inspired its monsters through an act of evil. The hungry evil was in the mood for horse salami. The time had come to get rid of the unicorn.
Vambora, gente.
Avoid the fratricidal war. Each sliver of a soul exists in its own right.
Him again? Good grief, can't he and his pseudo-mystical babbling go somewhere else? We're trying to tell a story here.
Bora, 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 bora.
The fluffy pink unicorn radiated a soothing atmosphere all around that brought all enemies in the area under its spell and thus on its side. From now on, these formerly evil creatures would spend their time picking flowers and hugging trees.
Recuar, recuar. Será que dá pra criar outros desses? Acho que não, né? Não. Acho que só ele não vai conseguir matar o unicórnio, não, né? Nossa, bem que a vida dele não recupera.
The spider's cave in the east of the dungeon had still not been discovered. The question was, for how much longer, now that a certain narrator had given away its position? Once again, a gold transport was required.
Ficava sem espaço para as caixas.
Payday.
Não, não, não.
Still, the cowardly evil wrestled with finally getting down to dealing with the unicorn. Was it fearful of losing too many troops in the battle, or had it secretly developed a soft spot for the beast?
Bora. Acho que não vai dar tempo de chegar, não. Ah, vai sim.
Goes without saying that the servants of the ultimate evil intercepted this gold transport as well.
Bora, só bora.
Nay, the Horde's bloodthirsty monsters killed the disgustingly fluffy unicorn on behalf of the ensconced evil. For the troops, this meant only one thing: horse salami. But wait, that's not all. This evil deed completely delighted the Horde and inspired it to new evil deeds. The ultimate evil was now able to get its servants to upgrade the throne room. This would give access to more fabulously diabolical things. The ultimate evil returned to its throne room at once and had it upgraded immediately. The swanky evil's new throne room shone in all its glory. The evil immediately checked out the other rooms, particularly the Tinkerer's Cave, to see what new things its creatures would be able to research now.
The strange altar in the old Orc Cave was fascinating. With the new and improved throne room and a little brain power, it would presumably not be beyond the wit of the ultimate evil to build one in its own dungeon. There, it could be made available to all its creatures.
The evil and heinous acts perpetrated by the ultimate evil left the cities feeling threatened, and they hired extra guards to protect them. The amused evil sniggered as it noticed this.
Calma aí. Pegar ouro, rapaziada.
payday.
Pô, vai demorar pra conseguir dinheiro, velho. Desgraçado, eu fico pegando os ouro, caralho.
Another bank required government help. Immediately, a gold-laden donkey headed out onto Wall Street. New research was available in the Tinkerer's Cave. In particular, a new room.
Muito ouro, cara, meu Deus. Tomar uma cervejinha. Cadê o Goblin? Cadê o Goblin? Bora, meu filho. Sou muito leve nesse joguinho, velho. Sou profissional dos Age of Empires da vida. Tô terminado essa parte.
There were still cities waiting to be annihilated by the Horde.
Calma.
The ultimate evil still had to expand the arena in order to make it really useful. A fighting pit would enable it to improve one of its creatures and train them to be an even better fighter. Exercise equipment would allow its minions to relax and ensure they didn't get bored. The generous evil had placed a few bits of training equipment into the arena. These were set to effectively transform the monsters from wobbly jellies into pert, crisp vegetables. Sweaty creatures would have no time to get bored.
Aí. Aqui, tem que clicar aqui. Ah.
Payday.
Caralho, lá se vai meu dinheiro, velho.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Caralho, velho. Sem nada de grana.
Spiders have spread throughout the underground.
Pronto.
Once again, a bank had got into difficulty and shouted loudly for government support. A gold convoy started making its way along Wall Street.
Aquele convoio eu pego. convoio sumiu, cara. Comboio, na real, né?
Fighting pit had been built. The secretive evil immediately grabbed one of its creatures and threw the wretch into it in order to be trained. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But that's exactly what happened.
Bora vazar, rapaziada. Pô, não queria pegar tu, mas vai tu nessa. Achei que ele fosse um dos grandões. Esperar ele chegar aqui pra eu poder usar meus poderes.
It would still be a great idea for the dim-witted evil to finally get around to training one of its creatures.
Oba!
Another gold transport was stopped by the creatures of the vile evil.
Vou treinar eles lá, vamos ver se faz alguma diferença. Depois vou botar eles pra guerra.
The flatulent evil decided against training its creatures and thus establishing a powerful army, preferring instead to experiment with pushing 2 fingers up its nostrils, shoving them as far as they would possibly go.
One of the creatures found himself in the fighting pit, and somewhat reluctantly, after being convinced by the persuasive power of violence, began training.
The ultimate evil had decided how to train the creature and got the dummy dancing. Or rather, its creature got the dummy dancing. The training dummy, that is.
$1.200 de ouro. Fazer caixa, caralho. Cadê a porra do Goblin, cara? Caralho, Goblin. Vai ter seu espaço. Tá sem espaço eu xingando, cara.
once again a gold transport was required. Mission accomplished.
Oh.
The creature had finished its training and evolved. Smugly, the ultimate evil patted itself on the back.
Só bora, só bora. Esse cara aqui se metendo aqui no meio, os caras estão trabalhando aqui, porra, pelo amor de Deus, velho.
The cities lay there like ripe fruit, just waiting to be picked. The ultimate evil gathered its creatures in order to address the problem.
Ah, mas não vou pegar mais não. Eu acho que estava indo pra baixo.
Payday.
Comprei o bagulho bem quando era pra pagar os caboclos. Eu vou ficar puto sem grana agora. Ah, eu só posso ter uma raia, né? É, já não posso ter mais daqueles orcs grandão também. Vou colocar esse
Once
pequenininho
again, a
ali, será?
transport of gold had reached one of the cities and so saved a bank.
Ué.
The strange altar was finally researched and ready to be built. Soon, any creatures who were stupid enough to die in the overworld could be brought back to life. That is, if it were desirable to do so.
Tá aí, como é que eu construo isso? Ah, eles voltam pro hospital, tá certo. Mil de gold, eu já voltei já. Bora, rapaziada.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Legend had it that there was a huge spider's nest somewhere in the underground, which had an exit to the surface. The ultimate evil had its little snots go look for it. The cities had still not all been wiped from the face of the overworld. It was time that the lazy evil finally got around to doing something about it. Once again, a banker got into difficulty and shouted loudly for government support. A gold convoy started making its way along Wall Street. Payday.
Foda. Pegar umas magiazinhas. Bora. Só isso de boneco, velho. Acho que eu tinha mais. Vou fazer mais um desse grandão. Ué. Ah, então vai pra cá, ó.
Another bank had been rescued by lavish government bonds.
Estamos voltando.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. The tedious evil had still not destroyed all the cities, and by now had exceeded the time frame the developers had designated for this task. This was not going to be helpful for its high score at all. Oh, wait, what? No high scores? Oh, well, just completely ignore that then. Oh.
Não entendi como é que funciona isso aqui não, cara.
It's payday. Another bank required government help. Immediately, a gold-laden donkey headed out onto Wall Street.
Vambora, gente, vambora. Cura nós aí, tia. A caravana tá subindo. Vou ter na frente todo pomposo.
It
Nice.
offered little resistance against the horde. The thought of getting the fishermen to work for it was quickly rejected by a doubtful evil. It was concerned that the horde would get too used to something so tasty. Once again, a transport of gold had reached one of the cities, and so saved a bank. The cities had still not all been wiped from the face of the overworld. It was time that the lazy evil finally got around to doing something about it. Payday.
Payday.
The city by the forest and its lumber camp held up well, but were not able to tactically outwit the dastardly evil's genius, and so the city was destroyed by the horde. The question now arose whether the horde should start felling trees here, or whether that would enrage the night elves. Huh? Night elves? Oh, wrong game.
Chega.